Hello, everyone. My name is Cameron Cowan. This is The Living Joke, and we have a very special episode for you today, and I will tell you why. We are going to be joined here momentarily by Hilary Sifling. She is a paranormal romance author and high school teacher, teaches high school science, and she's going to do an experiment live on the show. This is our very, very first guest, very, very first interview, all this type of thing. So the guys have all arranged their questions. We've spent a lot of phone calls and everything figuring this out. It's really, really exciting. But first of all, I want to remind everyone to follow us on social media, TLJ_joke. You'll find us on TikTok, Instagram. We also have a Facebook page now, so if you're over on the Facebook and that's kind of the platform you use, good news for you. Just search up The Living Joke. You'll find us with the familiar little graphic. And we're gonna start posting the episodes there and all this sort of thing. Um, I just started it, so we're still getting that situation underway. But yeah, it's very, very exciting. Also, don't forget to follow us on Substack, thelivingjoke.substack.com. And Connor and I just talked about putting a lot of the gaming stuff that we normally have on Rumble over onto his YouTube channel. Because if you're watching this on YouTube, you're watching on the Cameron Joel YouTube channel. So we're also going to be developing a little bit more of a YouTube presence, at least for the gaming stuff. So that's really exciting. So we're continuing to grow and develop after having, a couple viral moments and wonderful things happening. So, this is a really exciting and wonderful tonic for me at this time of my life. But anyway, enough of that. Let me get the guys and our guest, which is going to require a bit of engineering. So bear with me one moment. We're going to switch to this scene, and then we're going to take Connor out of the green room. And we're going to drag him in over here. And we're going to take Will out of the green room. And we're going to put him over here. And then
I am alive.
let me put me down here. And the guest we're going to take out of the green room. And we're going to put her right up here for now. And then we'll rearrange all this when we do the experiment so we can see it clearly. So, welcome guys to the show this week, and welcome to our guest.
Hello, thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks for
Yeah.
It is a
joining us
pleasure.
today.
It is
So
a pleasure. I'm really looking forward to this.
yes. All right. Well, let's dive. Normally, this is where we do chat and icebreaker, but we're just gonna dive right into you, and I'll kind of start us off. I know that you write paranormal romance and all that sort of thing. So why don't you start off by telling us a little bit about yourself and your writing, and we'll go from there.
Okay, so I'm a science teacher. I write romance, which I know those two do not seem to really go together, but I make it work. And believe it or not, my first manuscript actually came about due to avoidance behavior for a graduate course that was driving me crazy. So I just said, forget this. I'm not going to do this coursework for a while. I'm screaming at my computer. So I started writing, and 88,000 words later, I have a dark fantasy beginning of a trilogy, and 2 weeks left to finish the course, which I totally forgot about. Oops.
Oops.
That's kind of how my brain operates.
No, that's quite impressive. What was your first book about?
So the first book I ever wrote is called Worm Rising, and it's the first in a trilogy.
Hmm.
That one is not published yet. I'm waiting till I finish the other two.
Oh, okay.
I have 5 or 6 manuscripts in my head at any given time,
Wow.
so I am definitely ADD hardcore.
Yes, you're as bad as me with my various and sundry projects that I have sitting around, and I've only published 2 books. So that's yes, I feel your pain on that. Um, in terms of your writing style, it sounds like you just go for it. Like you just write it straight out. You don't outline plan. It just comes out of you, which I think is
I
impressive.
outline nothing. Absolutely nothing. I am a
Yeah.
hardcore pantser.
Yeah. No, that is quite no, that's quite impressive. I am helpless without a plan and an outline. That's the autism and in me. I have to have a plan, otherwise my brain seizes up like an old engine. And so it just immediately kind of gives up and stops. But no, that's very good. Connor, you had a kind of a general question that's very good at the beginning of an interview. So why don't you go ahead and take us to the next part?
Yes, I was wondering what made you decide to get into teaching, and then a follow-up was why you chose to teach the particular subject that you are now.
So I originally went to college for veterinary school and was not wild about it. So I said, I love science. Why not go into teaching science? And that's what I've been doing for the past 12 years.
Wow.
And this year,
Nice.
since I'm certified in pretty much every science subject in Missouri except for physics, chemistry and earth science is just what I ended up with this year. And I love it.
Oh
Yes,
boy.
So your
I used to
passion
love
for
earth science
science
class.
drove you
Yes,
more,
definitely.
and then, because I was curious if maybe you became interested in teaching first and then decided after, but I see very passionate about science.
Yeah, it's
What
definitely the teaching came first.
what made you steer away from veterinarian?
I just wasn't happy, and I think part of it was the particular mix of people I was with. And
Hmm.
I asked myself, like, can I see myself doing this in 10 years? And the answer was no.
Make the best decision for yourself. That's good though.
Yep.
yes. Will had a writing question though. Back to writing for a moment.
Okay.
Oh yes, I was looking at your doctrine of labyrinths. Am I saying this correctly? The Melusine? Am I
Oh,
looking at the right?
Melusine.
Oh,
Melusine's
Melusine. I didn't.
Endgame?
Yes, I was just looking at that, and we. I looked you up before, and I honestly was like, a lot of this is pretty compelling, and it looks like a lot of stuff I'd be interested in. What was kind of like your the idea that made you write this story?
It did not start out in my head as a series. I meant for Amber's Lure to be a standalone. And then,
Hmm.
thanks to my stupid migraine medication, which would spawn a new book in my head every time I took a blessed pill, now we have these 16-book series. Yeah,
Oh wow,
yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
that's incredible. Well, thank you.
Yeah, it's
I'm definitely
and
gonna check this out. I would love to read this.
yes,
Sweet.
and isn't that book also out? It's out later this year, isn't it? In December of
Uh,
2026.
we're aiming for a summer release for Amber's Lure, yes.
Okay, fantastic, fantastic. That's yeah, good, good, good. Um, yeah, excellent. Yeah, no, that's so 16-book series. Walk us through. So you said it was your migraine medication inspired you, and you just sat down and typed away. That's a lot of motivation. That's a level of motivation I wish I had.
Honestly, it was interesting at first, but then after like the 10th or so time that this happened, I was like, oh my God, please stop. I cannot keep doing this. And it wasn't just the Melusine's Endgame series. There were a couple other books that came about due to that stupid Triptan medication. And oh, guess what? I'm back on one of those too. So let's
Oh,
start the cycle all over again, shall we?
I'm
Great.
gonna send you some of my project. Do you want to write a 1920s detective thriller? I'll. Like,
Oh, please don't do that to me.
yeah. It's no, I started writing that as a series of short stories. And I
Okay.
found there wasn't a lot of excitement for the short stories, so I started turning them into whole books and everything. The one that I couldn't find a book plot for got shoved in the end of my short story collection called The RKO Killer. Um which was a lot of fun. But yeah, it's that one has 7 different projects going in it, all of them in various and sundry states of completion. So I feel your pain on that. So, but yeah, I mean it's an impressive output. So the publisher you have, the first one's coming out in the summer. Are they kind of plan on an aggressive release schedule for the other ones, or are you going to kind of see how the first one goes and then go from there?
I think right now we're looking at one a year, and I already have the first 4 books in that series complete, so I can give them, book 2, 3, and 4 right now if they really wanted them.
You're booked
wow,
out till 2030.
that's amazing.
So,
Literally, yes.
yeah, no, no, no. That is wonderfully impressive. And besides the medication, what made that story for Amber's Lure compelling to you?
I think I just really enjoyed writing it, and it was a break from teaching science. I had kind of gotten in a little bit of a rut. I'd been teaching the same subjects, I think, for maybe 5 or 6 years, and my brain, I think, just needed a little bit of a break, and it turned to paranormal romance of all things.
Yes, yes, the things that go bump in the night.
Hmm.
So, all right, excellent. Well, guys, last interview questions before we get into the experiment. This is the fun part.
Okay.
So,
I'm ready to see some science.
all right, well, let me rearrange this a little bit. Will, we're going to shrink you down a little bit. Connor, we're going to bring you down here with
No.
us. And we're going to shrink you down a little bit. We're going to shrink me down a little
He'll
bit.
disappear. Don't do that.
I know. He's already our modestly sized co-host. And our guest, we're going to make a whole lot bigger so we
Modestly.
can see the experiment. Here we go. There we
Great
are.
leader is here to observe as well.
Oh, yes. Yes. Hello, Tugboat. So,
Okay.
yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead with the experiment then and just kind of walk us through what we're going to see and what's going to happen and how it works.
Okay, so what I set up was a couple of what are called single replacement reactions, and they are based on reactivity of certain elements with regard to others. So I put a short reactivity series up here. This is not all of them. This is just the metals that I'm using for this particular setup. So the way this works is that if you have a more active metal by itself, it will kick a less active metal out of a compound. So if you look at my chart here, copper is more active than silver. So if I put copper wire in with a chemical like, say, silver nitrate, the copper will kick the silver out of the compound, and then what I will be left with is silver metal and copper nitrate. Okay, and I'm also doing, let's see, silver and copper. So basically I'm going to have, aluminum and copper. I have aluminum is more active than copper, so it's going to kick copper out of its compound, and I'll have copper metal left at the end instead of aluminum.
Yes. I also enjoy that your metals spell out a really fun word, alcoagao, which is fun. Anyway, that's ignore me.
All right, so
It's
here's the first one.
just like third period, right?
I know that. Yeah, it's.
I don't know,
yeah.
my third hour is pretty chill. It's my later hours where it's like, oh. Okay, so here's the first one. This is a solution of copper chloride. And then here is just a little heart I cut out of aluminum foil. So kind of take a look at what they look like now, and I'm going to put it in. Okay, and this will need to cook for probably a few minutes.
Well, that's okay. That means we have time to ask about weird
Martha
stuff your
Stewart.
students say.
Okay, and then this I actually had to spend all day making, so I did not have any silver nitrate. I thought I did. What I did have was silver oxide, so I had to run a reaction with vinegar to make silver acetate, which is dissolvable in water, which is what I need for this reaction. So we've got silver acetate solution, copper coil, and I'm going to put it in, and then in a few minutes, we'll see what forms on the outside.
All right.
There
In
we
we
go.
go.
Whoa, and we are already starting.
Oh, nice.
All right, and we will just let those cook for a couple of minutes. Like I said, I can already see something forming on the copper wire, so that one is going to be pretty spectacular, I think, when it's finally done.
Yes. Well, I'm going to turn this over to Will, the classroom cut up, to ask about strange things your students say because Will was that guy. We weren't allowed to be mean at the Christian school, but Will went to public school, so he was allowed to do his thing.
Yeah, there were no rules, you know. It's the I'd like to start off with a famous story from my high school, and with involving also our chemistry teacher, Mr. Jamara, and they were doing some sort of experiment, and it involved them working with sealing caulk, like for like tubs and showers.
Mm-hmm.
And so during the lecture before they start the experiment, he says, "Now be careful with that stuff. It's really sticky. I got a little cock in my mouth once, and it was terrible." And and everybody fell apart. It was nobody could resist that one.
No, that's
Yeah, that tracks for
So-
teenagers.
yes.
Do you have any standouts? Standout
Honestly,
stories?
one from a couple of weeks ago, and this one actually did make it into my blog because when they say something that insane, I'm like, I have to record this or I'm going to forget it. So we were talking about basically reactivity, the kind of the same thing we're doing here. And we were talking about how group 1 metals like sodium and lithium and so on, they are extremely reactive. Like they will explode if you put them in water. Don't do this. You will poop your pants. Like seriously, it is that loud.
Yes.
So one of my little darlings, bless his little soul, calls me over. I think he's got a question on his classwork. And he says, "Okay, Miss Sifling, hear me out." And whenever they say that, I'm like, "Oh God, it's coming. What did I get
Oh
myself
no.
into?" He says, "Okay, so what if I was to make a bath bomb?" Okay. Said, "But if I were to put a chunk of actual sodium inside it so that when it dissolves in the water, it becomes an actual bath bomb." And I just looked at him like, "Your scientific reasoning is sound, albeit horrifying, and it is a fantastic way to catch a manslaughter charge. Please don't do that."
Oh my
Yeah, I get like,
God.
yeah, this is daily for me.
That's vicious. That's worse than the bath toaster. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's frightening.
Don't give him ideas.
No.
No, yes. Yeah, don't
It
show
would
them
be
this
great.
show.
It would be a great demonstration. You should show them how GFIs work by
Yeah.
preventing the current.
I mean, I'd just be like, look,
Oh,
you can put the sodium in there with the bath bomb, but you won't have a bathroom at the end. The bathroom will have been bombed. Like it's
and you will probably find out which afterlife is real.
yes, yes.
We're
Because
gonna be speaking Chinese.
yeah,
Yep.
it's no that also it gets into like China does molten salt reactors, which we had invented in the 70s and never really went anywhere with it. Well, the Chinese have gotten busy with it, and it's kind of like, oh yeah, sodium. Let's melt highly explosive sodium and get it to be a moderator for neutrons. This is a great idea. And the Chinese are kind of like, leave it to us.
Hold my
So
And the chemistry
yeah.
teacher
hold
was
my
like,
beer.
"No, no, bad one."
It was in the 70s. They were kind of expensive and inefficient. There was already more better stuff out there, and you can see why they didn't invest in it, because they've just now started to make ones that actually really do something. The biggest chiefest benefit is they don't really melt down because of the sodium, and there's not a lot of radiation. That's one of the perks of these molten salt reactors. So it's I unfortunately don't really have a brain for science, but I have a great interest. So I love reading pop science stuff. So all of my talents are in the arts. In other words, nothing with any actual value. And
Oh, don't say that.
and so yeah, but I have a lovely passing interest in a lot of stuff. So yeah, I mean, I look at elements and we kind of like, oh, I could spell a word from that sounds vaguely Armenian or something. I was that kid in class. So it's yes. So Alkua Guau is my new word of the day.
Do you
And
get
so
kids in your class? I want to ask you, do you have I don't know if you can say this. Is there a like pet peeve type of student that just like you can't stand something they do? Like my pet peeve as a student was kids who ask questions every single time there's an opportunity and just prolong the lecture.
You know, honestly, I don't mind that. What bothers me most is when they're doing their classwork or doing a lab, and instead of like looking for the answer, like in their textbook or in their notes, which I give them, they call me over immediately. It's like,
Uh,
guys, I literally give you everything. It's right there in front of you.
So it's the good old,
That's
can you
probably
just do my work for me?
yeah, that's what probably bothers me the most.
oh, yeah, but we don't encourage them to push past that.
I try to, yeah, and depending what kind of training they've had before, sometimes it's easy, sometimes not so much.
we have our producer who does some of our video editing and some of the shorts for the show and all this type of thing. He also suffers from that a bit, and he's on his 7th month with us, and I think after 6 months he's finally starting to do stuff without my expressly asking for it or having to have a conversation about it every single time. We're finally starting to get there, but I have noticed that helicopter parenting of the younger generation has left them without that magical thing to figure it out, like as a millennial, I came from a neighborhood where parents locked their kids out of the house on the weekend. Like they shove you outside and locked the door behind you, and you're not allowed to come in for some hours. So we had to just kind of figure things out, which is how I learned to
Mhm.
climb the fence into my neighbor's backyard to play with his kids. And which my mom was horrified, my dad was impressed. Classic kind of thing, sort of thing. And um and uh and so yeah, they don't have that figure it out sort of thing. I'm kind of from an employer perspective, you know.
No, and I'm seeing that, like, I've been in the teaching profession since about 2012, and I am seeing that more and more. It seems to be getting worse every year.
Yeah. I think they're just so used to that constant supervision that their first instinct in anything is to go to the older person, authority figure, boss, whatever have you. And it's kind of like, or you could figure something out and show it to me later, you know, so whatever have you, or wait for feedback, or, you know, it's like, you know, so where, you know, yeah, it's a struggle. So I'm when you say that, I'm kind of not surprised about that because we have employees that are kind of like that too, that are in their 20s. So it's yeah, it's a fun thing. How's the experiments going?
Well, that's what I'm actually keeping an eye on right now. We have a bunch of copper forming on the aluminum and a load of silver forming on the copper wire.
Oh, good. All
So if you
right.
want, I can take them out now. I mean, these things will go overnight if I let them.
Oh well,
Oh, sure.
let's see them at least.
Okay.
You know,
All
sort
right.
of
So here
thing.
is the aluminum foil that I put in the copper solution. See if I can get this out without destroying it. There we go. Okay. All right. So see the little flecks,
Ooh.
like that
Oh,
Oh,
dark
that's
reddish.
wow.
totally different.
That is elemental copper you're seeing forming on that aluminum. So again, basically,
Oh
the
wow.
aluminum is kicking the copper out of solution, and
Oh, wow.
so
Hmm.
eventually, if I put enough aluminum in this beaker, the liquid will actually turn clear because aluminum chloride is a clear liquid, whereas copper compounds tend to be like that bluish green. So if I let this sit
Hmm.
long enough, the liquid will eventually be like clear to like a cloudy white.
Hmm.
So
Wow.
we'll let
That's
that stew
impressive.
for a little longer. And this one I do have to be careful with because this liquid is kind of on the corrosive side.
Oh yes, be so
So this
careful.
is the silver. So here is the copper wire and the silver acetate. So see on the wire, I move it a little
Oh,
closer.
Oh,
yes.
wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, that is elemental silver crystals forming on that wire.
that was smooth and coppery moments ago,
hmm
and
I made a
yeah,
pretty strong solution so it would go a little bit faster. But with
yeah.
that solution, since it's becoming a copper solution, eventually it'll kind of turn like a bluish green.
Walter White.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I
Maybe
made it.
definitely.
I made it extra strong.
Yeah,
I'd have to put quite a bit more copper in there, but actually it's kind of a little bit taken on a bluish cast already.
yeah.
The
The
blue hue.
copper was always used in China as a natural pigment for blues and greens and paintings and whatnot. They would
hmm
take the raw rock, crush it up into a fine powder, put it into an ink. They would make paint from it. Europeans did it as well. But yeah, it was before art. How they got pigments before artificial colors and petrochemicals is always fascinating. That's a whole other discussion and show. But you can
Well,
if you want
what's
more.
truly
Yeah,
tragic is that PVC has replaced copper in most houses. That crushes the meth head market.
it does.
No. The economy is just in tatters for them.
Oh my God.
I know. That's why they've had to take to stealing catalytic converters. They've had the supply demand has shifted. So.
I don't have a cat guard, but I have a guard cat. He's blind and afraid of
Well,
everything. So
it's like being in the classroom all over again with you three.
that was the vibe. That's kind. Welcome to the vibe of this show. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You've had the median living joke experience. So
we, I
it's yeah.
mean, I was a cut up, but I remember like my principal being like, I was like, do I have anything on my record? He's like, you don't have a record. So I guess I was a good kid. So,
Yeah.
what was your
it's-
worst subject in school?
Oh gosh, my worst probably upper level math like pre-calculus and calculus. I have no head for that at all.
I can't even get past algebra.
When my kids
But
when they say, "Oh, can we help us with like geometry, algebra 2?" I'm like, how about no?
why
Not happening. How about I will screw you up
don't you
worse?
go ask the math teacher?
That's usually what I do. It's like, no, you can go talk to them because I am not your gal.
No,
Yeah,
that's
Miss
the worst.
Sifling told me to do this.
Yeah,
Math teacher comes back and
That'll
I'm
be
like,
an internal email.
it's
yes.
like you told them to do what now?
It's like, yeah,
Well,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, I have not had geometry in like 22 years, so sorry.
Yeah, so today it's
I
x
did my
minus 2 equals
best.
fish. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, if I were a teacher and someone said, "Oh, go teach the math class," I'm kind of like, "Today, class, we're going to be watching The Imitation Game with Benedict Cumberbatch." Like, this will also hope the history teacher's getting about to World War II. This will be important, and press play. Like,
Bring in the
so,
big TV on wheels.
yes,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
yes, 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 yes. It's all right. Well, we're at about the half hour. This experiment was amazing. It was great to learn about you and all this type of thing. So, thank you so much for coming on The Living Joke and being our very first guest, and and just and make and having us help you feel at home with our classroom antics. So,
Yeah, you got to teach for an extra half hour today.
Yeah, it could be
to
worse.
a bunch of dudes in their 30s.
Well,
But
I've
so
learned a lot today.
I
Thank
had
you.
honestly, so I had no idea that metals could even like that was how you did it with metals, and that you could do it just like that in front of someone. Like I had, it's like watching an alchemist at work. I'm like, is she gonna turn lead into gold here in a minute? Like, so
No, hell no. If I could do that, I wouldn't be teaching.
yeah, that's next time on Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah.
So yes,
Is
yeah,
there a dog around here somewhere?
yeah. Today we'll be learning the law of equivalent exchange. But no, thank you, Hilary, for coming on The Living Joke. We really appreciate it.
Well, it's been a
Thank
pleasure.
you so
Thank you so
much.
much for having me.
No,
Yeah,
thank you
thanks
so
for
much for
joining
coming
us.
on the show. We really appreciate it.
All right. Catch y'all later.
Thank you. Have a
Thank
great
you.
rest of
Take
your
care.
yep,
Nice
have a
to
great
meet
rest of
you.
your afternoon. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Oh man, that was a lot of fun.
It was. Let me go to this, and
Yeah.
I think she might be having a
Whoa.
hard time leaving. Miss Sifling. Oh, there she goes. I'm like, if you don't leave, if you can't get out, I'll just send you out. But that's okay. Good. Well, good job, guys. That was a lot of fun and good to
That
hang
was
out in
fun.
conversation. And yes, so not bad
that
for
was
our
that
very
was great.
first guest. No. Excellent. Yes, and everyone was properly chatty and everything. So no, I had no idea that you could do metals and things like that and chemicals. Just like how fascinating. Like that's why I asked her if she could do an experiment because I love stuff like that. And it's one of those it was one of the few things you kind of see on TV that's real cool. And I'm kind of like, well, we could do something like that. So, it's a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun though. All
That
right.
was a lot of
Well,
fun.
yeah. So, hi guys. I know we didn't really get to chat too much because the guest was already here, but everyone have a good week and all that sort of thing.
Oh, hero.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
pretty
just
good.
recorded.
Yeah.
I recorded probably like 8 hours of Octopath footage, and then I've been editing that.
Oh yes. Yes. And yeah, and also you were mentioning beforehand your YouTube channel is gonna become the home for some of the gaming content we don't have on YouTube because we broadcast
Yeah,
the
I
show
thought
on
I
the
could do
Cameron
that.
channel. Yeah, no, that's an excellent idea.
Oh,
So
good.
that'll be really
Yeah.
great. Yeah. And we have a lot of new
So,
content for Substack coming up too, so that's even better.
yeah, just to refresh, anything I put in the folder, in the production folder, I'll put up on YouTube. I'll also put up on Rumble, and
Right.
then if maybe Adonis can do the Substack thing, And then, of course, whoever, if anybody wants to do anything with shorts, if you want to do any content for Instagram, Bo, or whatever,
Hmm.
it'll be
Okay.
there.
Cool.
No. That's good. All right. Well, let's get the show back on track because we're still live and people are still watching.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm gonna dive right. I'm gonna dive
Oh,
right into what?
they're gonna listen to us and they're gonna like it, even if we just sit and chat.
It's like welcome to the living joke production meeting. I'm gonna dive into some football news because we have our superb owl
Oh, yes.
lineup, the big event that we cannot say out loud, otherwise I get sued. So we ended up with a Patriots Seahawks big game, the 50th of that game on February 8th. So it's a kind of familiar rematch. And as someone who lived in Seattle for 10 years, but who currently lives in New England, I'm torn. So it'll be Seahawks then for me. But sorry, Patriots, don't love you that much. I'm so bitter. So, yeah, so we have that. That's all set up. So the Patriots beat the Broncos and the Seahawks beat somebody who I forget. Not important. L.A. Rams. And which I was right, unimportant. It's like I wasn't wrong.
Oh,
But yes,
sorry, Rams fans.
if they were still in St. Louis, I would still care. But in Los Angeles, I don't care. And so, yeah, so that's the one that says Patriots Seahawks for that game on February 8th, which should be very, very exciting. So I'll probably be watching, and I'm sure we'll talk about it afterwards. But I think for the Patriots, sweet revenge that they're going to the game with no Brady and no Belichick. So that's good
they
for
can't
them.
cheat. They can't cheat anymore.
Yeah.
Dude,
No
Bill
more
Belichick
Deflategate.
just got denied from the Hall of Fame. They said we don't let cheaters in the Hall of Fame.
I don't think the Hall of Fame said that, but he did not get accepted in his first year of eligibility. That is true.
They did. They do not.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
So
fuck Bill Belichick.
Yeah, I never liked that.
Sorry, Pats fans. No love for me. No.
Yeah. Well, as a longtime Broncos and Seahawks fan, no love lost for the Pats on that one. So, like I said, that's
Tom
like,
Brady's
oh, no.
down there in Florida crying.
Right, I'm just like, I'm so torn, Seahawks. So that's easy to choose. I don't know where they're playing this year, but it'll probably, so wherever they're at, it'll probably have some snow because there are some pretty nasty storms sweeping across the country. We have 2 feet of snow here.
They're gonna play in the locker rooms a naked tickle fight after the Super Bowl.
I mean, maybe on Chatterbait or something. That would be so funny to be kind of like, and tune in on chatterbait.com afterwards for the locker room tickle.
That locker room's gonna turn into Ram Ranch.
Oh, they're in San Francisco. Okay.
Yep.
Well,
makes sense.
Probably no snow, but it will be cold. So doesn't usually snow in San Francisco, but it will be properly cold, and they'll be on the water, so it'll be nice and chilly there. But yeah. So anyway, that's the football update there. Then we have Kanye apology. Do you want to take that, Will?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So if you can open the first one.
I have the TMZ article.
So
right
Kanye West.
Yeah.
The TMZ article. So Kanye is doubling down on his apology tour, insisting his remorse over his anti-Semitic and alarming behavior is real, not a slick PR play to save his career. Ye rattled off his recent wins in his Vanity Fair interview. His upcoming album Bully is already among the most pre-saved, soon to be pre-ordered when they opened up. But the controversy around him being like, oh, I'm a Nazi, and he really identified during in 2016 with Trump and kind of just fed into the whole thing. So he's come out now as an apology, and he's saying he's sincere. And I think with most celebrities, guys, you can kind of tell when somebody's like sincere in their apology or not, because a lot of them come off just as like cookie cutter answers most of the time, you know? Be like, oh yeah, I'm so sorry. Anyway, here's my movie. But Kanye seems or claims to have played the entire world with this whole Nazi thing. So I'd like you to open the second link, the Kanye West I Feel Free. This was posted on TikTok. And take a listen to this.
I know
Oops,
that
hold on
this
one
will
second.
never happen again in history. There will never be a situation where people end a multi-billion-dollar deal off of a tweet. Gotcha. And I feel free. Gotcha.
So Kanye did all of this supposedly, if this video means what I think it means, supposedly he did all this crazy shit just to get out of all his contracts so he could have his you know, own his what is it called, Cam? Own his label or own his
Masters. Yeah.
his masters or whatever. I mean,
yeah.
And that would be the most Kanye thing though.
I mean, this video is dated 2022, which I think is
But
interesting. It's a long time. I mean, it's a long time to commit to the bit. You know, I'll
Yeah.
say that.
He wanted to get out from under that deal, and this is 2022. But if, you know, just I think reflecting back on this, in with the apology tour, I think I think he's like, you know, was playing the waiting game, you know. So he's like, oh, I'm gonna just keep doing this. I'm gonna end all my contracts because I'm gonna do all kinds of insane shit. Keep up the lie, and then be like, surprise. That is Kanye. Because he's crazy. I love Kanye, but he's crazy.
And he actually blames it on his craziness. So from the TMZ thing here, it says, 25 years ago, I was in a car accident that broke my jaw and caused injury to the right frontal lobe of my brain. At the time, the focus was on the visible damage, the fracture, the swelling, and the immediate physical trauma. The deeper injury, the one inside my skull, went unnoticed. Comprehensive scans were not done, neurological exams were limited, and the possibility of a frontal lobe injury was never raised. It wasn't properly diagnosed until 2023. That medical oversight caused serious damage to my mental health and led to my bipolar type 1 diagnosis. Bipolar disorder comes with its own defense system, denial, not just a river in Egypt. When you're manic, you don't just think you're sick, you think everyone else is overreacting. You feel like you're seeing the world more clearly than ever, when in reality you're losing your grip entirely. Once people label you as crazy, you feel as if you cannot contribute anything meaningful to the world. It's easy for people to joke and laugh it off when in fact this is a very serious, debilitating disease you can die from, according to the World Health Organization and Cambridge University. People with bipolar disorder have a life expectancy that is shortened by 10 to 15 years on average and a 2 to 3 times higher all-cause mortality rate than the general population. This is on par with severe heart disease, type 1, diabetes, HIV, and cancer, all lethal and fatal if left untreated. The scariest thing about this disorder is how persuasive it is when it tells you you don't need help, it makes you blind, but convinced you have insight. You feel powerful, certain, and unstoppable.
No, it was very true. And, you know, if he's being sincere about this, you know, I think that's great to acknowledge that you acknowledged your own health and your own mental health and everything. That's important, you know. But I have one more piece of evidence that might suggest Kanye West has powers. And I just posted the link in here in the document. So you can pull that up. Now, this was after this woman was arrested in Evansville, Indiana. She claimed a well-known musician told her to steal a car that had a child inside. Woman claims Kanye West told her to telegraphically steal car with child inside. Police say. Yeah, he told me telegraphically. You mean telepathically? No,
he hooked up some wires to my brain, sent over Morse code with a clicker.
She heard a rock like in her wheel well.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah.
Kanye?
And that was
Kanye, is that you?
I'll get you out of there. Okay.
I'll steal the car, Kanye. Okay.
But somebody made a meme of this. It was like, I have no doubt he actually did this.
Oh my goodness. That it's it I don't do we buy Kanye's apology? I don't. I'm sorry. I don't. Like,
You think the damage is done?
I think the damage is done. I mean, this man ran for president fakely a couple times, supposedly at Donald Trump's behest. He endorsed Trump. Not that that's disqualifying or anything, but I feel kind of like it's a very odd moment to decide that it's time to walk it all back, because this has gone on for years. I'm like, it's like one of those like this is a big commitment to the bid. And if it was all just to get out from Adidas and all these contracts and get your masters back and all this type of thing, that I believe. I do that. I'm kind of like, no, Kanye is crazy enough to do that. Like, no. He would 100. But I don't necessarily buy that now. It's just kind of like, oh, I was having a bipolar mania and I've finally come down. It's like the slowest bipolar person will usually cycle back into depression at some point shorter than years. Like, mania doesn't usually last years. A couple months, but it's like you've had time, which means decisions were made. Like, decisions were made at certain points to just stick with all of this, all of the scandal, all the everything. You just let your image get out of control. You got memed on, all this type of thing. Then the world kind of moved on, and now all of a sudden you're here with an apology. It's kind of like, it seems scummy. I don't know.
But you still like or bought or like Life of Pablo?
Yes, I did, and I do. Oh no, I'm a big artist and music person. I watch Woody Allen films, and that man's a creep. But I will watch a Woody Allen film. I've watched Woody Allen films. I'll watch. I can separate art from artists. I can love Life of Pablo and not be thrilled with the decisions Kanye makes in his personal life. I have no problem.
Why aren't you old enough yet? I'm Woody Allen. No, I liked that movie, but it's like, oh, you're not old enough. You're only 12. No.
Yes, we were watching Manhattan. Is one of the movies where he has a kid who's like 12, and Manhattan is one of the best films of the 20th century, rather. It's kind of perfect in every way. He's also dating a 17-year-old in that movie, so
that's what a 17-year-old. That's what it was.
Yeah, so
he's only 17.
Yeah,
that was another weird moment in music history.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All sorts of strange moments, but yeah, I don't know. Connor, what do you think about Mr. Ye and his issues?
About Ye, I mean, he has his issues.
He certainly has them.
I've shared this with you guys, but I'll share it with our viewers. I don't keep up like as much with the cultural figures as these gentlemen, but my favorite thing I've ever seen from Kanye is just a clip of him in his house, and he's like got his therapist there, and he's just talking to the camera, like main character syndrome kind of thing, and it's like, I realized something was really wrong when I couldn't even scream in my own house. And then he like dramatically pauses for like a minute, and then he's just like,
I can't wait to find out how Opus Clip is going to clip that. Like...
Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
Super Saiyan.
Yeah, it's I'm sorry, this man ain't been right since his mama died. I'm sorry. She held him together, and
it really broke him.
It really did. It really did. This man needs a keeper. And
I realized I couldn't scream anymore in the daycare center I own.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
then
I
all the
get that.
children wake up.
I mean,
Yeah, all
I
the
get
kids start
that.
crying.
What do you mean
Weirdly,
I can't scream loud in the NICU at this hospital?
sir, you screamed out loud, gave 3 babies heart attacks, and they had to be resuscitated. Like,
And one of them's over there goose stepping. Nice job, Kanye.
right? It's like, he even drew a little mustache on himself already. Like, so far, all he's gotten out is goo gaga, but it sounds suspiciously like Heil Hitler.
There's a baby in there with a boozy fade. What did you
Right.
do? What did you...
And this one over here, for some reason, is doing Lady Gaga choreo from Bad Romance. We don't even know what that's about. Another one's voguing. Like, it's a whole big problem.
They're hitting their JoJo pose.
Right? Like, it's, oh my god. We need to do that as a video. We have to have Connor down at some point and do that for a video.
Old JoJo pose. I mean, yeah.
Yes,
It'd be
I'll
funny.
get out my big wool greatcoat and just be really fabulous and crazy. So,
Oh hell yeah.
it's but yeah, I'm not. I don't know. The one thing about Kanye West that I still love is Ninja from the Antwoord. Talking
I
about
love the
seeing
story.
Kanye West. Oh my god, and it's like he just has porn on, and then we're eating like banana pudding, and that was made by like Kim Kardashian, and then Kanye is going and watching, and I just started washing the dishes. Like, 'cause he's South African. It's like I started washing the dishes, and I washed all their dishes. Like, that's and they were playing basketball. It's like, you want to play basketball with Drake, and he's just kind of like with Drake, and he's just like, no, like it was completely unhinged. But that's like that was an interesting portal into like the Kanye world to be like, yeah, sure, have guests over, be playing porn, and make it super awkward with whatever.
Yeah, they're
but,
sitting there watching like double penetration, like anal porn or something that he just
yeah.
has on, and it's like quiet for a while, and then Kanye apparently looks at him. He goes, "Do you like banana pudding? Wifey made pudding." And then they go and they're eating banana pudding, and then he goes
Yeah.
back to watching porn. And but I think I like the end when he makes the basketball shot and Drake is all sad because Drake has a whole video editing setup in his house where he just edits clips of himself playing basketball. So I think that's pretty funny. That is wildly egotistical, I feel like. But yeah.
Drake is one of those people that's been in the business too long and has been famous too long. Like,
Drake is one of those people, Gentiles, that stands outside the mall with the Cookie Monster snapback or the Monster snapback and the Cookie Monster pajamas and tries to pick up kids and give them HPV. Like, that's who Drake is.
that's a sad state of affairs.
My side girl got a 5S with the screen cracked. It's like, that's how you treat your side. You give your girl a 5S? Damn.
It's like, that phone's not even supported anymore.
This bitch thinks you live down on 2nd Street. What the hell?
It's that ninja but that's kind of unhinged Kanye though. I mean, that's just
Kanye is a very chaotic person.
He is a very chaotic person. Although not that I'd necessarily want to be in that situation, but I would kind of walk away from that being like, I don't know what just happened, but I'm kind of glad I have the story. But now I need to go home, take a shower, and drink some tea and ground myself. Like, like
You need to do some self-reflection.
Right? To be, yeah, it's just.
I don't think I could have brought myself to stay. I would have walked in and seen that up on the fucking TV, just someone getting pounded, and I'm like,
oh. On the giant ass sound system, it's just rumbling the floors.
Well, Connor, you'd be amazed what we've been watching since you left us. Like that.
I'm at the end of Kanye's. I'm at the end of Kanye's driveway, and I just hear like, "Oh, fucking smashing!"
I was like working at the shop when I worked there, the booths closest to the storeroom, you could hear them all the way out in the like store, the retail part. So you just hear like ah ah ah.
That's I when I was in college, dorm rooms not that well insulated. I moved in with these two guys, and I didn't know this, but the one guy, his sister, used to be a resident advisor, an RA in my building, and she had walked by my room late at night on patrols and had, and I'm quoting now, heard things, and wanted to find out why women were making those strange noises from my room, from my dorm room.
Mm.
And so she was like, kind of wanted to break herself off a piece of camera to find out why these women were making all those lovely noises. And I was not that into her, all this type of thing, but it was definitely an awkward thing to find out the day you're moving into a place with these two guys. To be kind of like, oh yeah, my sister like thinks she might be into you because she's heard the noises coming out of your dorm room. Like, that's not awkward at all on the first day moving in. Like,
She's out there like it's just what like listening. Just
well,
like
she was an RA, so they would have to do rounds. They'd walk around the halls. So and my room was at the very
oh.
end of the hall, so she'd walk, and and I'm the only one down there, sort of thing. So
Mm.
yeah, she would just be kind of like, she would then hear things at night because I
She
usually
has
had
like a
someone
caught
with
in the
her.
act fantasy.
It was really, and here's the stupid thing. I didn't hear this from her. I heard this secondhand from her brother.
Mm.
So that also ratcheted up the level of awkwardness to be like, I'm hearing about your sister's secondhand attraction. First of all, why is your sister telling this to you, her brother? Let's just put that to one side. Like,
What, bro? You think she's ugly or something? You don't want to have sex with my sister?
no, David, not really. Like, it's
What the hell, man?
The better
yeah, and then
conversation is, hey, bro, I want this guy to plow me. Can you go tell him?
yeah, like, can you get me in touch with this guy? He sounds like he's good at sex, so like, get me in with this guy. And
What
he's
are
kind of
these
like, oh, don't
strange
worry, sis,
noises?
he's moving in downstairs at my house, like, sort of thing. Yeah, it's
That's a
years
woman
late.
who's never had an orgasm. What are those noises?
Yeah. Given that she never dated anyone when we were in college, I would presume not. Here's the sad part. I then years go by. I have a styling client at Macy's, a Macy's she happens to work at. She recognizes me because, of course, we met up a couple times, but she knew what I looked like. I ran into her and literally in front of, and she's hitting on me in front of my styling client, which is a lovely little old lady from Oklahoma who's like 5'2". We're updating her closet, buying some new pieces and things, all this sort of thing. And my client's just kind of like, she seems so nice. You really should ask her out. And I'm kind of like, well, I'll look into that. It was really great to run into her. Let's go talk about blouses, like, sort of thing. Like, it was just, yeah, completely random. Hadn't thought of her. So that happened in like 2000. When did I move there? 2009. And then I run into her again like 3 years later in 2012. Like, it was just like, had completely forgot about her brother. They had long moved out. Like, he moved out after a year, all this type of thing. And just randomly there she was working at a Macy's. It was crazy. So,
there she was.
Yeah.
She just came over, copped a feel, and just said, see ya.
Yeah, it was.
He's like, hey, sexy, after you're done with grandma, why don't you come break my hips?
She shouted me down. She did shout me down in the hallway at Macy's. Like, she's like,
Oh,
my
no.
God, Cameron. I'm with a client, sort of thing. And I just kind of turn around and it's kind of like, oh, hey, person I won't mention.
Oh, no.
Oh, well, I haven't seen you in years. Yeah, and then it was a whole thing.
She wasn't shouting you down. She was reliving your night together.
There I was outside his room. Strange noises.
Yeah. It's that was
Never been more turned on.
Yes, if you're a Gen Z person listening to this, you too could be having these stories, but y'all don't drink and y'all don't have sex. So
yeah, alcohol is on the decline.
I know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe one of these days I should tell more of these dumb stories from my weird past. See, these two have heard all these stories. They're very bored now. But for the show, I should, From time to time, we should have
Yeah.
Cameron's story time where I tell some unhinged crazy thing I've done.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
We have a whole backlog between all of us.
yes. Yes. That is definitely true. Yeah, we can talk about the time Connor had to haul water for that restaurant that had no water. That was so embarrassing.
Good old
And
days.
so sad. Yes, but anyway, well, we're at the top of the hour. Do you guys have anything else, or do you want to head on out?
Oh, I don't have anything else today.
Okay. Yeah, we covered everything. We're up to kind of
Fun
dessert.
show.
Yeah, no. I think we had a lot of fun. It was very, very unstructured and very unhinged today. Very, very odd show. We normally are a tiny bit more organized than we were today, but it was still a lot of fun. So, all right. Well, I will we'll let y'all go. Thank you all for coming. Make sure to find us online, thelivingjoke.substack.com or TLJ_joke on TikTok and Instagram. And don't forget to go and check out the new Facebook page. It'll have lots of great new content. That's Connor. That's Will. I'm Cameron. This is The Living Joke, and we'll see you next Wednesday at 4 p.m. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye,
ya.
everyone.